This is the Puff Sip Chat. I'm Reggie Kimball, and this is Tap N Ash Social Club. Let's get it. Hey, what's up, Melvin?
My man.
Hey, my man. So good to see you, man.
Chap, good to see you.
Thanks for having us, brother.
Absolutely.
Hey, I
Welcome.
can't wait. I've been looking forward to this.
All right, man. I'm excited to have you.
All right, you gonna show me around?
Oh, man, let's do it.
Okay.
Hey, well, first of all, man, welcome to Tap N Ash Social Club.
Yes.
This is a living room style environment where you seat yourself, sit down and get to doing what you want to do immediately.
Okay.
We have self-serve coffee, we have an ice and water machine, and we have a top shelf bar.
All right,
where,
I see that.
you know, hopefully that we're able to accommodate those that like bourbons, tequilas, cognacs. So we have a large selection, and some wines, but the tap side.
And I love the decor, right?
Oh man, that's
what
that's
you
the living room.
you really captured the speakeasy vibe.
Yeah.
If that's what you were going, I'm assuming that's what you were going for.
That is exactly what we were
now,
going for.
So, as the proprietor here, this is Mr. Melvin, right? But we also have a partner in crime.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Better known as your better half.
She's the brainchild behind all of the decorations.
Okay, so Michelle.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay, so she did that. Okay,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right. That's
But you are correct on the speakeasy style, living room style. But as far as decorations and taking my ideas out of my head to create a cigar lounge, she's responsible for that.
Okay, all right. But it's the team that makes it
It's the team
happen.
that makes the dream, right?
Okay, all right.
Absolutely.
And-
So yeah, come on. This is the tap side of Tap N Ash.
I call this the wall of deliciousness. I love this wall because you know what? I've seen this concept before, but only in high-end like sports bars and restaurants. I've never seen it in one of the cigar lounges.
And you know what?
My first.
And like
this
you,
is awesome.
we saw it somewhere before, and then we thought about the concept. We thought thinking outside of the box, what could get you to smoking your cigar as quick as you could, and being able to sit down. And the thing about this is, if I meet you the first time, I'll explain all of this, but the second time I'll be like, get your own damn drink. You know what I'm saying?
So how does this work? So they open up a tab.
Yeah, you come in and you open up a tab at our front register, and you actually get issued a wristband. And with that wristband, you can come over and access the tap wall at your convenience, which on this tap wall, we have 5 crafted beers, 3 cocktails, a red wine, and a white wine. And the flexible part about that is it's interchangeable. But everything that we have on this wall, we've put through our customers, our base, and they seem to stick because it pairs well with cigars.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So yeah, once you access that wristband, you're able to grab a glass of your choice. If you request a cold mug, we can also go in the back and grab you a cold mug. And then at that point, you can kind of pour and you're charged by the ounce.
I could get carried away in here.
It is. That's it. You know, I don't want you focusing and concentrating on nothing but getting to your cigar and sitting down and enjoying yourself. So being able to it's almost like being at home going to your refrigerator.
Okay, what's your favorite one up here? Do you have
Well, you know what? I do. Everything on this wall, I consulted mixologists and researched, and I mean there's some common things, but what I do like about it is we support our local breweries with some Able Baker, which is across the street, Huddle, which is across the street. A pretty popular one is Mango Cart, but Goose Island is one of our best sellers. You know what? It just depends on the mood. You know what I'm saying? But we love our cocktails, our Paloma, our Cadillac Margarita, our Bourbon Renewal, and then again we have something for those that enjoy the red wines and enjoy the white wines. But like I said, and then we can also incorporate something seasonal if need be so. So again, that's the flexibility of this wall. Believe it or not, when we started this thing, it was like 20 taps, you know, and I kept thinking, there's no way I'll be able to get 20 cocktails or, you know, those type of things to occupy the wall. But this is where we narrow things down.
Okay, on a really bad day, folks, all you got to do is just do one is you just come here and just kind of put the head down under there and just
there you go, just go for it.
On a really bad day, when you're having a real bad day, I just get up under the fountain, man, and just let it roll.
Absolutely. So come on, let's go take a look around in the humidor.
Okay.
You know what? As you obviously can see, we're not a very large humidor, but a very effective humidor. And what we're trying to accomplish in here is have the cigars, some name brands, mixed in with some boutique, small batch, limited release stuff. I'm always on the hustle and the grind trying to find the cigars that people are interested in, and that's kind of what we accomplished here. So it's over 260 facings. So if you're a cigar smoker, I'm certain that there's something in here that you like.
This is a great humidor, by the way.
Thank you.
I love it. I came in here and checked it out the other night, and I was overwhelmed. It's hard for me to get overwhelmed when I'm in a cigar lounge. But you had such a great and diverse selection that I was impressed. And I'm saying all that because unfortunately, not every lounge does that. You guys are taking the time to do a great humidor.
And you know what? We're also an avenue to express our black brands that we carry. You know, if you're ever in the lounge, we carry some amazing black brands that have done their research and development, have put their work out there, and we're just happy to be able to incorporate them into the lounge and into the humidor, and they're doing very well.
Yeah. Now, just a quick question. Now that we're in the humidor, you touched on something. As a lounge owner, how do you? What's the thought process you have in terms of what brands you put in your particular humidor? Is there kind of like a strategy that you have?
I think it's a ballpark of all of that.
Okay.
Again, listening to people and reading and researching and seeing who's out there, who's putting the work into their brands, who's doing the research and development, all the way down from their leaves all the way down to their boxes.
Okay.
You know, those people that I see and know, that relationships I form, and obviously this eve of TPE 23, you get a chance to get out there and see those that are serious in the game about their brands.
And you can tell the difference.
You can tell the difference.
That's right. And you see them in that environment, and then you can make an educated choice on whether they would be a good fit. Do you also listen to some of your members? Do your members make suggestions at times as well?
I totally listen to my members.
Okay.
I mean, that's the best way. As we sometimes say, a lounge lizard is someone that can do some bad things sometimes, but at the same token, they introduce you to things that they've smoked, and then when there's something that they enjoy, they like to share that with other people. So, you know what? If it's something that I don't have and it's something that they want, it's easily accessible, I can get.
All right, I love it. And what's your first? So I always ask everyone, right? We're the Puff Sip Chat. So I always want to know, what's your favorite puff? We'll get to your stuff later. What's your favorite puff?
My favorite puff right now that I'm puffing on right now, man, has got to be the Oliva 135. That's just been, I come in here when I grab my coffee, whether it's early, I just been grabbing that right now. But I mean, it's so many. It's so many. You know, when you smoke, the important part about smoking is allowing your palate to develop.
That's true.
You know, you should smoke different things. And that's the whole fun part about this this sport, is being able to smoke different things, different leaves, experience.
I like that. This sport.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's what I like about it. But for right now, that's my number one. But I mean, I gotta, you know, like I said, my man with Black Moses, that's man, I love that stick. That's a great stick. Absolutely.
I think I'm gonna be smoking that later.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, funny story, true story about Oliva, since you said that.
Okay.
My very first real stick, I had some sticks before, but it was like my father, well, let me back up. My father put sticks in my hands when I was probably like in my early 20s, right?
Nice.
And because we grew up in Tampa, Florida, so huge cigar community there. And he's like, I was like, I don't know. But I tried it every now and then. It kind of took to it. I said, but I never really had a real cigar. I'd always dabbled in it.
Right.
When my first real cigar, me and the guys got together. None of us were experienced smokers. It was probably in the late 20s at this time. And we had an Oliva. At the time, it was a G.
Okay, yeah.
And it was one of the early G series. You remember when Oliva had the cloth bands?
I do.
It was one of the cloth bands.
Wow.
One of those. I thought I smoked the most powerful weed I'd ever smoked, because we was doing it all wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
And I didn't smoke another cigar for like 3 years after that.
It's almost like that dog bite, right?
Yeah, it was that dog
once you get a dog bite,
it was horrible.
Yeah.
But now that I'm experienced, now I've been smoking over 20 years. I love Oliva, one of my favorite brands out there. So we got that in common.
There you go. Right. Well, come on, let's go sit down and
let's check out the members room.
Let's go check out the member room. Okay. Good idea. This is the new addition of our lockers.
Got room to grow.
This is an expansion, absolutely. Right now we have over 100 members.
Okay.
And this is our private members area, which is 24-hour accessible. And what that's like is that it comes with your locker, comes with some of the discounts that come with the memberships and things like that. But the most important part is that 24-hour access. I live in a 24-hour town, so people want access to be able to smoke their cigars.
Whenever you have a member room like you have right here, especially a room that's separated like this, having that 24/7
absolutely.
Access, I don't know if I'd ever go home.
Hey, absolutely.
I think I would be here all the time.
You know what's surprising is that I know my wife never thought that. She was like 24-hour accessible, but it's funny because obviously I get alerts when somebody comes in the room. But man, there's people back there 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning smoking cigars. So that's what you get in Las Vegas. You get 24-hour access.
That's what's up. And right now you can't smoke outside on your back porch because it's too damn cold outside.
It's too cold, and then it's either too hot. So come on, let me show you the private members area. As you can see, we actually have some guests here today already.
What's up, fellas?
How you guys today?
Hey, welcome to the Puff Sip Chat.
Beautiful day.
Yes.
So yeah, again, like I said, 24-hour accessible.
You guys are doing my
seat over
right
35 people back here. Ventilation, refreshments, coffee machine. direct TV, all of those things that makes you feel at home. So that's what we wanted to. And we also have a patio that we're not quite finished with, but we also have a patio, so when the weather is applicable, you can go outside and smoke and get some fresh air as well.
All right.
Don't forget the best ventilation of any cigar lounge.
Hey, see, that's coming from one of our members right there.
You're not sitting in a gas chamber. It's the best ventilation in town.
The best ventilation in town. That's incredible. And you didn't even have to pay them to do that.
I didn't even have to pay them to do that.
That's what's up.
We'll pay for it. So.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, you can come into this room through this door here off of the parking lot and access the room 24 hours.
This is a beautiful room.
Thank you very much.
I've been in a lot of member-only lounges, well, not even member-only lounges, but just member-only rooms. And number one, you probably have one of the largest I've seen, because a lot of times you can barely fit 10 people in the members room. But this,
Tasty.
Yes.
home away from home.
That's exactly.
I'm jealous, guys. You need to pick this up and put it in Atlanta.
There you go. There you
need
go.
to do that.
All right, well, come on, let's go sit down and.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
All right, appreciate you guys.
So now we're gonna put our feet up for a second. Thanks for the tour, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So congratulations.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
On the Tap N Ash. I gotta say, man, I've been to a lot of lounges, in and out of them all the time, but this is one of the flyest, dopest lounges I have been to.
Thank you.
And how long, I just keep doing what you're doing. But tell us this story, though. When did this lounge actually open?
Good. Well, I got to go back a little ways.
Okay.
I retired about 4 years ago in 2018, and that's where the passion for the cigars developed even stronger. With the birth of my grandbaby. I used to only pick up cigars for celebratory moments, but I knew once I reached retirement, I'd be able to enjoy it the way I wanted to enjoy it. So it's funny because I have a few friends, and one of them's here, and another one's not here, that we all started smoking cigars together. And our wives would be like, you're not smoking in the house. And again, we live in Las Vegas. So you only
I've heard
have
that statement before.
You only have a small window. Absolutely. You got a small window to enjoy being outside smoking, right? Even at nighttime when you got 110, 112 degrees.
It's still hot. It's still
way too hot.
Yeah.
So the idea is some of my background is in construction. I decided to build my mobile lounge. And the mobile lounge is called Bad Ash Mobile Cigar Lounge. Did you get a chance to see it?
I did see it.
Okay, all right.
Matter of fact, we're going to take the cameras through there.
All right.
Is that okay?
That's wonderful.
Okay.
That was just kind of a way for me to get with my boys, be able to listen to music, watch games, smoke our cigars. And hey, the wife couldn't complain if I pulled a trailer up in front of your house and say, come on outside.
She said, don't smoke in my house. And this man goes and says, well, I'll just build my own damn smoking room.
Absolutely. And thus far, I mean, the concept has just, here in Vegas, I mean, for me, it took on its own legs. Right now, I'm the only licensed mobile lounge in Nevada, I believe.
Oh, wow.
So I get the opportunity to being in the backyard of several weddings. Weddings happen here almost every 15 minutes. So I get reached out a lot to do weddings. We do beer fest. We do concerts. We do NASCAR. We do. I have relationships with a lot of the dealerships that I service. So anything, anytime, anyway, there's ever a call for cigars and a mobile event, we try and accommodate with our mobile tent, our pop-up tent, and also the trailer. So that's kind of the way we got into the game.
Okay.
And
so people know when they're having a special event,
absolutely,
you're gonna pull up with the Cigar Lounge, and they can kick it inside and outside of the lounge.
Kick it inside and outside.
Okay.
So that kind of fed the idea of is when we did decide to smoke in the places that we chose to smoke, we would always get a little resistance. That we'd go and smoke. So that just kind of popped in my head.
Not everyone's smoker friendly.
Not everybody's smoker friendly. Yeah. Absolutely.
And especially cigars. I don't know why.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that kind of prompted the idea of going brick and mortar and being an extension of Bad Ash, and that's exactly what we did. And
what year did you do that in?
That we're 10 months into.
So we're still in year one.
Yeah, we're still in year one. Man.
We got a 1 year anniversary coming up.
But you know what? Let me say this. The mobile lounge catapulted me into the brick and mortar. But that mobile lounge, I tell you, you know, sometimes when you have to go, even now when I go back out and do things, I fall back in love with what it did and, you know, what it was.
That's kind of like that was your first.
It's like your first, absolutely.
First, yeah.
And we grew such a following through our mobile lounge that when we rolled over into the brick and mortar, it was just a smooth transition.
Those people just probably came, right?
Absolutely.
Those became your first members at some of those early mobile lounges.
You know what? And you know, a part of that was we reached out. We made sure we reached out to the cigar culture, which I'll always say is important. You got in this game, in this sport, reach out to the cigar culture. Find out, throw those events if for those mobile lounges out there. Make sure you involve those people because those are your true people that's going to support your lounge. And that's what we did. So shouts out to Ash and Out, Cigar Gurus, Sin City Cigar Society, Las Vegas Cigar Society, on and on and on. I mean, I just reached out to all of them, made them aware of the events that we did, brought them in, and we grew that. We just cultivated that from the beginning. And you know, right now it's just been a great feeling to see them also be a part of the Tap N Ash family.
All right. Now, have you always been, when you did the mobile lounge, was your wife a part of that as well? Or
you know what? Not really.
When you
Not really.
did the brick and mortar?
That's a great question. Being a contractor, being a landscape concrete contractor, you know, she thought this was, but you know what? I just got tired of working outside in the heat, man. I'm born and raised here in Vegas, and
these hands are soft, man. I can't do none of that. So
I was like, you know what? Yeah, if I'm my next venture when I retire, it's got to be something that's a passion. So this is a passion turned business for me.
See,
you know,
you're doing the same thing. That's why I do what I do.
Absolutely.
Yes,
and you know what? I'm here a lot. But this is my living room. This is home for me. And so being able to have a business that's a passion for you doesn't seem like a day of work for me.
I was about to say, you had to work today.
Absolutely.
It's a cliche, but it's true.
Yeah, so going back to that story, when I told her about the cigar, she had a little resistance about the mobile lounge until we started catching a hold, because she knew it was just for me and my boys.
She said, "You're not fooling me."
Yeah,
That's what she said.
So then she started coming out to the events, and man, I tell you, for somebody that doesn't smoke or drink, I catch this woman reading about things, studying the cigars, just a student in the game.
Wow.
I mean, she can tell you some things right now. And also, you know, being in the backyard of Las Vegas, the TPE, the two largest tobacco conventions converge on Las Vegas. You know, she is there. She's asking questions, and just getting that information needed, you know, to be informed about what we're putting in our mouths. So, long story short, that's how we established the mobile lounge. But when it came to Tap N Ash, again, the concept was living room. I said, if there was any and ever a place I want to smoke, I'd like to smoke in my living room. But I know that wasn't going to happen.
That's right. Yeah.
So she took those ideas out of my head and brought, you know, the concept to Tap N Ash. And I said, I want it to feel like a living room. From the moment you walk in the door, I want it to feel like you're at home. You know, to the tap wall, being able to get up and get your drink.
We got our feet up right now.
Absolutely.
I'm feeling that.
Absolutely. Feeling like you're at home. You know, so we I think she hit it out of the park. And we also wanted to not be overly masculine with colors and all of those types of things, because our female following is
huge.
Is huge.
So just listen up. I've been here the last couple of days, and the sisters come as strong as the brothers.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you have a very diverse audience too.
Very diverse audience.
Here,
absolutely.
Which, I think is a beautiful thing.
This is the common denominator.
Is all about.
That's the common denominator. Absolutely. Yeah. So, you know, she took that concept and you know, made it feel welcoming to the female followers and those that, whether they're a novice or just wanting to get into the game, to make them feel welcome to come in and know that, whoa, it's just not brown. It's just not, you know, the traditional feel that comes with, you know, our past when we speak about cigars. So I think she hit it out of the park, made it really feel homey with the lighting, you know, with everything that she done. I swear, that woman touched every piece of furniture in here. Everything got reupholstered. Everything is, what's her word? Repurposed. Yeah, repurposed.
And I love the location, though.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that, man.
When you think about it, and I'm just thinking from a business standpoint, right? Let's just take any business, right? Especially a brick and mortar business, in order for it to be successful, has to have a fantastic location. You nailed that. I'm looking at this. I'm like, how the hell was this not always a Cigar Lounge for somebody else 30 years ago? Right?
Yeah, and that's super important. And I'd tell anybody that location is super important. And for me, being born and raised here in Las Vegas, anybody that's born and raised here, it's community driven. Our communities in which we live in, you pretty much have everything that you need there. And I live way out northwest. I mean, if there was ever a place I wanted to open up a lounge, it would have been northwest. But I just felt like, what does that day-to-day look like? Who am I dependent upon day-to-day being far, far away from the strip? So when I had the opportunity to get to this place right here, I was like, that's prime real estate. It's in the old downtown area. It's not far from the strip. So it's a skip, hop, and a jump. And man, I tell you, with the revitalization of the downtown area and what they're doing with the breweries, the nightclubs, the food, nightlife is just,
so I'm glad
it's changing very fast.
Right. Yeah. And you're here for it.
I'm here for it. Absolutely.
Yeah. So absolutely. One of the things, I know you're a cool brother, right? From the first moment I met you, and your wife, Michelle, is just a beautiful person. I can just tell you guys, people buy from people at the end of the day. And so I got to imagine a lot of your success is contributed to Melvin and Michelle. People want to support what you're doing.
That's so true. That's so true. Vibe can be defined in several ways, right? But I do believe that we bring the vibe, and because we pay so close attention to our members, our guests that come, that we want to serve them, and both of us are Leos, so we like serving. We like to entertain, and that's what we wanted to accomplish here. And I think she gets an opportunity to do it. I get an opportunity to do it, and I think that shows. Okay,
and you guys have your own different responsibilities too, because as a husband and wife team, you're probably focused on one part of the business.
Absolutely.
And she focuses on how do you guys divide and conquer that?
You know what? That's another great question. We have found our rhythm. You are correct. Some people say to us all the time, how do you pull that off? This being my vice, being my way to unwind and relax. But hey, my wife's my best friend. She knows her lane. I know my lane, and then we know when we get on each other's nerve, we can separate in this small space. But we just function well that way. She knows what needs to be done. I know what needs to be done. There's no questions. Just like it's just got to be done.
Okay.
So that's kind of how we function.
All right. Now, when you made the transition from being a mobile lounge owner to an actual brick and mortar lounge owner, obviously now running both, are there any big differences? Did you have to learn something new about this that you didn't think you would have to learn?
You know what? I'm a fast learner. First of all, when I travel now, and prior to when I traveled, I go to a lot of lounges. I visit a lot of lounges. I'm like probably most people. I don't even unpack my luggage before I'm checking my app trying to find a cigar lounge, because I know that's just the way I want to, take back my time, take back my moments. That's my relaxation time. So I visited a lot of lounges. I took out my book and checked off those things that I thought was important. Put an X by those things that I thought, no, that's not going to work for me, the way I am, and or how I feel about a lounge. And then you know what? When we sat down at the drawing table, we just put all those things that we thought was needed. It's been a journey, man. It's been nice. It's been good. So answering your question about the mobile lounges, it's a big difference because the mobile lounge, you see people just for a short moment, for that event or whatever that occasion may be. With the brick and mortar, I see people every day. I see them all the time. This is a clubhouse. This is a place to socialize. You got your regulars.
It's like family in here.
It's like family. That's a great word.
When I hung out with you guys the other night, the one thing I noticed is that your members were going at each other hard. Almost in a brotherly, sisterly
absolutely,
way, right?
Absolutely.
Like that squabbling family that got the quick one-liners, and I loved it. I'm like, just don't nobody come at me because I can't handle it.
And another thing I'll add is that, per Arts District requirements, we're required to entertain 3 nights a week.
Okay.
And that was one of those things I felt like I didn't want to do too much of. Wanted to stay in a lane of where people wanted to come, and I think we found that sweet spot to where we have live entertainment on Friday and Saturday, and then as the summer comes upon us, we'll restart doing it on Sundays. So we have just enough entertainment.
I heard we're gonna have a little live music in here tonight.
We're gonna have some live music tonight, and again, it's our Friday night. We partner with our local jazz radio station, which is phenomenal. And we bring in live entertainment ranging from pianists, instrumentalists, vocalists. I obviously don't have the largest stage, and never did I want one. Just enough to entertain. We're a cigar entertaining place.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Where the smoke
it.
comes first.
Well, only in Vegas.
Absolutely.
Has it been better than expected, or about what you expected?
It's been better than expected.
Okay.
If you come here starting Thursday through Sunday, you have a hard time finding a seat. And I credit that again to having a comfortable environment, having people, true people to the game. And you know what? When we brought in, when you bring in another leg like alcohol and or food, and some shops are able to function on all three cylinders like that. For us, I was very hesitant about which one would be above the other. Would the alcohol be above the cigars? Would the cigars be above the alcohol? And honestly, what makes me happy is that they're neck and neck. So that tells me that I got true. That means they complement each other. Absolutely. So beyond expectation, and if that kind of segues us into our growth, the fastest growth potential for me is this building has an upstairs. Same footprint as downstairs, 3,000 square feet.
Is it empty right now?
It's not empty. It's occupied by a good friend of mine, but he's waiting for his building to be built. So that opportunity is very realistic. So the immediate plans for growth for me would be occupying upstairs and turning it into our private members area.
Okay.
Same thing, 24-hour accessible,
Right.
be able to have more members, but then that way they'll get some more accommodations.
In addition to your current member, or would that
No, we would actually
turn that into more of the
turn that more into the lounge area where people can have their functions and reserve that for special events and places like that. Absolutely, because we get called upon a lot for private events and things like that, and again it's. I hate to inconvenience our members, but they understand that we're a growing business and trying to get to the next level. So they're very accommodating. But I feel like if we occupied upstairs and got our members their own area, then that area could be for those type of events.
Okay. Now, if I want to come here on a Friday, Saturday night, when I know it's going to be packed, could I make a reservation in advance?
You know what? That's another great question. We started out not doing reservations, but what we tend to do is you can look around this place, and I'm sure you guys all get a great chance to see. We have different living room environments. We have a den, we have a living room. We seat from all the way from 2 to 6 to 9 to 4. So what we encourage people to do is take one of those areas. If you were just a single person, I'd say no to reservations. But if someone's going to take an area, so we found ourselves making those type of accommodations to people that have a larger setting.
Okay. All
So,
right. What's been the most difficult thing about being in this? You've been here 10 months. Obviously, it's rolling, but
yeah.
what's the hardest part of this?
The hardest part. The hardest part I think is keeping your head in the books, trying to figure out the new blends and the new cigars that you could bring to your clients and stuff. I think that's, and as far as, it's actually, like I said, it's a passion, man. I don't find any of it hard because I enjoy doing it all. I mean, I love to learn more about the new blends and brands and meeting people and discovering what they've came up with, and then being able to learn about it and then introduce it to my members and or guests. So I think that's the hardest part, is just staying on top of keeping a fresh humidor, turning over the product, bringing in new product, and I think that's the challenge most of the time.
All right. So, I'm enjoying myself. Because the reason I'm enjoying myself, because I don't even have a drink in my hand right now. Those who know me on the Puff Sip Chat know that I gotta have a drink in my hand. But after 2 days in Vegas, I'm slowing it down.
Hey.
At least for the next couple of hours.
Absolutely.
But it's gonna happen tonight.
Oh yeah, there you go. There you go.
I gotta chill a little bit. So I'm explaining to my fans, my people that follow. That's why I'm not drinking right now.
There you go. Well, let me ask you a question. How did you enjoy the show?
Oh man, which show? You talking about the
TPE?
Oh, the show was great, man. The show's
Yeah.
been great. It's been very busy.
Absolutely.
I've been tired. Everyone has been so awesome. And it's like a family reunion every time we go to the show. We get to see everybody.
Absolutely.
We always get to see all the time. and we filmed a ton of content that we'll be dropping on the Apostate chat over the next couple of weeks.
Did you see anything that you didn't expect, or anything new and new discoveries?
You know what? I would say the newest thing. Well, I like the fact that I've been to previous TPEs, and then one thing that I think we did a little bit better at this TPE is that because there's so many other products that are featured, the vapes, the CBDs, the THC folks, all great folks, but we're in the cigar community. So I noticed that on the floor, a lot they grouped the cigar brands together much better than they have in the past. In the past, you kind of had to search around. So now it was easy for me. I could just kind of go in a little circle and hit everybody. So that's what was good. But made some great contacts. You know, I love to Ash subscription box. We made a lot of great contacts so we'll be featuring a lot of boutique brands that were here in our future monthly releases. So excited about that.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny too, man. Well, yeah, because I agree with you 100%. It's like, you know what? It's a congregation of meeting some of the people that you follow. You sit on these calls, your Zoom calls, your house parties. You sit down and your followers, your Instagram, all your social media folk. You get to you feel like you know them.
You do.
You know what I mean? Excuse me. Yeah, you meet people, and you've been following them. Excuse me. You've been following them, and you actually get to meet them, and then it's like you actually know them. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, I know you, and I follow you. I read and follow your content and things like that. So I think that was the most, you know, like you said, it feels like a big family reunion.
It is.
You know,
I get amazed sometimes, and I'm no small podcast, right? We're trying to be mighty one day. Well, actually, I take that back. We're small but mighty because we have this little loyal following. But I'm always amazed when I'm out somewhere and I meet somebody, especially at a lounge, and they're like, "What's up, Reg?" Never met them before.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, "Oh,
yeah."
Like, I see the show. Exactly. But that lets you know people are watching, paying attention. So I do appreciate that. So thank y'all for that love. That's all love when they do that. Now, I talked about me not sipping right now, and I know what your favorite puff is. You go to the lever. What do you like to sip on?
Man, I get reached out a lot by our distributors, so I get a chance to try the newest releases when it comes down to tequila, you know, cognacs and bourbons. So again, my go-to is probably, it used to be cognac, but now I think I'm a little more on the bourbons. And right now, I mean, just to mention, you know, we're like a lot of you probably are doing across the country is we're doing the HBCU challenge.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and that's paired with Uncle Nearest. And big fan of Uncle Nearest. Shout out to Uncle Nearest and what they're doing and what they're accomplishing. So
phenomenal watching his story.
Yeah, phenomenal. So we incorporate Uncle Nearest into our old fashions. So every old fashioned sold, Uncle Nearest is making a donation back to HBCUs with the challenge of raising $1 million. I'm sorry, $1 million to go back to some of the HBCUs. So I think that's a phenomenal program.
Such a worthy cause.
Absolutely.
And right now, HBCUs, and rightfully so, are in the limelight.
Absolutely.
You know, thanks to people like Deion Sanders.
Absolutely.
You know, everyone gives them a hard time, but man, what he did in that short period of time,
let's put the spotlight.
In my opinion, for all HBCUs, is invaluable.
Absolutely.
More than did his part, in my opinion. So I don't begrudge him for moving on.
Absolutely. But right now I'm sipping on some coffee, man. Just I love, you know, and I also have a Connecticut. This is the Apostate cigar. I met these guys a couple of shows back. Actually, yeah, man. We have a cut and light with them tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And they're out of Utah. And man, people are excited about their sticks, and I like the guys. So right now I'm just pairing that with a nice cup of coffee, and you know, being on the last day of the show, you know, hey, that's what I need, some coffee right now.
You sit back chatting it up with the boys. What's y'all topic of conversation?
Man, you know what? We range from sports, politics, religion sometimes, but man, I tell you, the thing about the cigar culture.
People say don't talk about politics.
No, yeah, absolutely. That's why
you know your family, though.
That's right. Exactly. And you know, the thing about cigar smoking, like you said, when we have this common denominator, you know, we can get beneath the superficial. We can have real conversations. Cigars are moments of measurements.
Yeah, I wish all our politicians in D.C. would just sit down, light up cigars.
Absolutely.
Work some shit
Absolutely. I truly feel like that. So it's moments of measurements. It's a way we're able to steal back our time. So, and I think when we put ourselves in that type of environment and in that way, we can have some true conversations. So I think that's what a lot of people enjoy about cigars, you know. So yeah, me and my fellas, we get together, man. We have healthy bromances. and we, you know, get a better understanding of each other. You know, a lot of times my friends, I don't have the time to go be with them, but now they know where I am, so they come and see me.
And they know that you
Absolutely.
right here.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Man, thank you.
No, I appreciate you, brother. I apprate you.
Congratulations to you and Michelle. This is an incredible lounge. So if you're ever in Las Vegas about it, you got to go to Tap N Ash. You will not be disappointed.
Absolutely.
Talk to my man Melvin here.
Absolutely. Hey, you know what? Follow us on our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook. You can find us, keep up with us. You know, we're always trying to be innovative and keep the culture. We're keepers of the culture. So thank you for coming and enjoying us, and over and out.
Hey, that's what's up. So hey, don't forget to check out the Lord Ash subscription, 4 to 5 sticks, premium sticks every month in your inbox. You'll love it, love it, love it. And we always feature one minority brand or one female-owned brand in every month's box. We want to make sure that those boutique brands get the same shine and love that all the big global brands do. You can do that right. You can do it right here at Tap N Ash, and you can do it at the Lord Ash subscription service. So I'm Reggie Kimball, Stickman #1. I'm coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. See, I'm getting tongue-tied. I'm tired. Coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada.
How you doing?
TPE 23 has worn me out. I don't know if it wore you out, but
It did.
And but we're about to kick back tonight.
There you go.
Hey,
Let it loose.
chat
Absolutely.
all night long.
My man.
I hope I don't miss my flight in the morning.
Appreciate you, my brother. Much love.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
man, for
Absolutely.
coming on the show. And we're going to do this again one day.
Absolutely.
All right. Until next time, I'm Reggie Kimball, Puff Sip Chat Repeat. Peace. Hey, this is Stickman #1. Thanks for listening to the Puff Sip Chat podcast. If you want to hear more great episodes just like this one, please hit one of those donation links below. We could really use your support. Also, please visit us at puffsipchat.com for some cool Puff Sip Chat swag. Until next time, Puff Sip Chat Repeat, baby. I'm out.